Hello and welcome to another episode of The Average EV. Today I'm going to be talking about a couple recalls with the Volkswagen ID.4. Let's get into it. All right, everybody, so I honestly don't remember exactly where I saw it, but ultimately there are some recalls for batteries for Volkswagen ID.4s that were made in the United States from 2023 to 2025. So I really don't remember where I saw it, but I do remember eventually going to the VW ID Talk forum, which maybe some of you are members of. I go there from time to time, and I was able to get a little bit more information. I did put my VIN, or I guess my wife's car's VIN number on the NHTSA website, and it did come up with what this was all about and kind of what is going to happen in the future. Right now, there's not a lot that we know is going to happen, but we know that some things will happen eventually. So first off, let me break down the different recalls. So there are 3 battery related recalls, and then there is another recall that just seems to be some sort of software thing. I actually somehow missed this, so let me talk about that one first. It's the VW action code OUE7, and that's just a software update that's supposed to be coming over the air, and it just says enhancement to IT security, stability for the infotainment, and a bug fix for air conditioning refrigerant display. So that'll come over the air. That is fine. I like over-the-air recalls because you don't have to go into the dealer. But this next one, not so great. So there are 3 different ones. And essentially, there were some fire-related incidents that were tied to the battery packs. Now, they were able to identify, I think it's around 1,200 ID.4s that are in the US and around 300 that are in Canada that have this issue where something with the cells are shifted and it could cause a thermal event, which is not good. Oh yeah, it says right here, fault condition, shifted electrode. And so anyways, not good. If you have one of those cars, and for the Volkswagen action code, it's 93EV and 93EW, you are given some recommendations. You would have already been reached out to by Volkswagen, and it should have popped up in your app. And they're recommending that you don't charge above 80%, avoid DC fast chargers, and also leave your car outdoors. Again, this is a very limited number of EVs, but if it's yours, make sure you follow all of those directions they have given you. It's certainly super annoying. I think I've heard of some people I was just scrolling through the forum. Some people were having other issues and they're getting buybacks. So I'm not sure if that might be something that happens. Ultimately, they're probably gonna have to replace those battery packs. I'm not sure what else the resolution would be for that. I'm not sure if they can just replace certain modules. Not positive. I'm not a electrical engineer, but they could do modules, they could do battery packs. They haven't really said exactly what they're gonna do yet. And then the last one, which is one that my family received, is the ID action code 93EA. And they're not saying this is like an actual battery issue, but what they wanna do is a software update which will install self-discharge detection software. So I'm guessing if something were to start to go wrong with the battery, it would let you know. That's my understanding of what that is. And in checking out your car and your battery, if they notice some issue with the module, that they would replace a module if they need to. I'm not sure if my car is going to need a module replacement or just the software. Obviously, I'll keep you all up to date, and I hope you all can keep me up to date down below. Tell me what your experience is with this recall, because it's kind of like a weird scenario. I know something like this kind of happened with the Bolt many years ago, so it'll be interesting to see how things play out here for Volkswagen. I will say this, my only concern, say if they were to have to replace a module in my battery pack, is if they don't do it exactly correct. They have to match the voltage and everything like that. And our car has 50,000 miles. it's around like 9-10% degradation. I'm just worried that it actually can cause more problems by putting in a module that doesn't quite fit with all the other parts of the battery pack. So I'm not sure if they're gonna, for some cars, just completely replace battery packs or just I'm not sure, everybody. But just letting you know my concerns, and if it comes to a point where they would have to replace a module for us, I certainly am going to voice my concern and see what they have to say. But ultimately, I'm gonna have to do whatever they're gonna do. I did want to mention one thing, everybody, and I don't know if maybe this is tied to a battery issue, and maybe some of you have experienced this as well. I haven't, but my wife has told me this has happened to her, where she, and I think only once, maybe twice, but she went to accelerate and she had no power at all when she went to accelerate, and then she could. So to me, that sounds like that could be a battery issue. So maybe ours has some sort of issue. Not 100% sure, but I wanted to be transparent with everybody about that issue we're having. When bad things happen, I try to let everyone know, but it happened one time and then we didn't know anything about it again. So by doing throw it out there, if you've had that issue too, where sudden loss of, I guess, yeah, sudden not having of acceleration, whatever the word sentence would be for that, leave that down below as well. Would love to, get information from everybody. So that's it. Nothing maybe that you didn't already know, but if you weren't aware, want to put it out into the world. We actually, in the Volkswagen app, hadn't received anything about the recall, so you may not know about it yet, so maybe this will help. If you put your VIN in, it will pop up. Pretty much they recalled all of the ID.4s built in the US. It's a 2023 through 2025, I believe. Yep, September 2nd, 2022 through April 10th, 2025. And you probably will have to have this recall done. Hopefully, it's just a nothing burger for us with the 9.3 EA. Just get that software update and we're good to go. But if you are someone who has one of those battery issues where they might have to replace a module, I really want to hear about your story. Put it down below. And also, if you start to have the recall done, put it down below as well, because I'd love to know when people start to get the recall, because obviously we're going to want to get the recall done too. So anyways, that's all I have. Thanks for watching. Just a short little informative video. If you haven't already, please remember to give a like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, also hit the hype button, and I will catch you all next time.